Does Kelly ever mind that you're painting her while she's sleeping or doing something?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And in fact, like everybody there she is on the left. Those are like cartoony people when she was shopping. But no, and since I've been in high school, it's been very clear to me that um, um, I needed to be with someone that would be an artist and that would understand my passion and my desire to draw them and draw the world, and there would be no obstacles. And we can all be distracted by our hormones and by the beauty we see before us. Um, but I knew very early on, even before I was serious about um, being an artist, I played tennis, and then it had to be an athlete. Just because, like, being pulled away from what you love to do would for me, I couldn't give them what they wanted. It would be unfair on my behalf. Um, so um, so Kelly doesn't mind at all. She's used to it. I'm
Like
honest.
stopping somewhere and saying, "Oh, I got a quick sketch this or paint."
She doesn't stop. She just moves like there she's moved right here. She's in the farm. She's picking things, and I'm drawing like just that's a drawing that I did from memory of someone else, posing for me. So, you know, she's if she's sleeping, then she's staying still. I can do something a little bit more, but she really doesn't mind at all. And I share every single drawing that I do of her, and painting. So, all right, maybe I'll go back to our. I'll put this on pause for a moment, and I'll come back to. Where were we here? Acrobat. Okay. So, like I say, so this kind of drawing here, I think I was in the car. I might have gone to the gym, look out the window, and thought, oh, "Goodness gracious, look at that! That's just so pretty." These type of drawings are my drawings that are in my sketchbook that's in the car. That's okay. That's okay. So, like I'm drawing nature. This is another drawing that's like from my imagination, out of my head. So I'm trying to blend the two things together. So some flowers that Kelly brought home from the garden, from memory with notes like on the side. Again, like a tree that's just outside the gym, and it's flowering. Some thoughts and some poetry. So drawings that are from imagination. I'll generally have this type of thing where I'm in the car and I have ideas, and I think, just get that down quickly, and then they're incomplete. That's that drawing that idea that I was telling you of a mother who was kind of walking, and it was interesting to me the difference in the body language of the two, where I did it from memory and very quick in the car, and it was this mother who was kind of oppressed by and looking down by life, by the responsibilities of life, and maybe she was tired. God knows what was going on, but and then the kind of wild enthusiasm of this little child of hers just running by her like a little maniac. And it's not the greatest drawing in the world. It's just a note. And these sketchbooks are not meant to have the greatest drawings. They're meant to be like scribbles and ideas. Like in the fall, the little bit of gold left on the tree and all dispensed on the ground. Like, God, how lovely what we're seeing. How lovely what we're experiencing. Some red, like the blood, and then winter, and the sparseness of it. maybe a house with some straggly little things. And this kind of thing I might do when, we go shopping and I see something and Kelly goes into the store to get something. I'm like, I'm just going to draw. I can't go in. I see that. I'm just going to draw it really quickly. So she'll go shopping and I'll just do something. Maybe she went in to get a cup of coffee. It's very quick. These are, very quick drawings. And maybe some little poetry. There's a drawing from memory of her. Again, one of those things where the kind of complexity of life kind of overwhelms and it becomes like all like craziness. But, she was walking past this bunch of flowers and I thought, oh, got to remember that. Another drawing like on the way to the gym. So I think in some way my day gets so interrupted. I plan to go to the gym. I stop, I park somewhere and I think, goodness, look at those little houses and those giant trees. What an amazing neighborhood we live in. And you just got to make note of it. The distribution of lights and darks and, here's, the garden again. Quick sketches, very quick. This is Kelly again, and she's on a job somewhere, doing. I don't remember if this was before or after. Obviously, she's on her phone, but doing something, some kind of work, and so I'm just recording, But again, not recording, seeing something beautiful. We went to the Barnes and Noble, and I walked by, and there were these two kids. So this is drawing from memory. Two children, and with books all around them. And I thought, that's wonderful. In today's day and age, when all these young kids are on their phones, look at these two. And they were talking like, oh, this book is really good because blah, 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 blah. This happens. And oh, well, let me show you about this book. And oh my God, it was so touching that I just drew it from memory. And it's incomplete because, other things are coming up. Maybe an hour later, we're back at the hotel and she's reading something. And so there it says on the bottom, Bozeman reading about the homesteading, like how that was taking place, and that's what built up Bozeman at that time. So these are quick little drawings. So I have a sketchbook that stays in the car. I have sketchbooks that travel with me, like when we go different places. This was an earlier type of sketchbook that was in the car. I would drive by and see people and think, what a character. Oh my goodness, look at this person. Like, just draw them. Or the pose of somebody, what they do with their legs. Just driving in the car with Kelly and that kind of sequential movement of our experience, looking out, looking at her, seeing what she's doing, seeing the traffic, that is kind of like a daily, maybe like a journalistic comic strip. Different ideas that are like kind of comic strippy. On the upper left is, I was visiting with a friend and she was playing with her cat. And I thought, oh, you got to remember that. And, this person just walking, try to remember that. Try to remember it. How do dogs actually move? And they're not great drawings. These are more of that type of thing. Just driving by and I see two kids and a bicycle, and how quickly can you see things and think, God, that's just so beautiful, and just record it. Try and hold on to that flash and then draw it, that sense of beauty that was presented. Kelly working at the computer at some place. We were at a party and people were talking. And in this particular sketchbook, there was no attempt to make the line beautiful, to do anything but maybe like just capture movement, a figure in movement moving through time, or just overlapping, or ideas. Nothing about trying to make in this sketchbook. It was not about the line weight. It was just taking a pen, a thin pen, and just drawing, and then how can I make these kinds of drawings. Was moving towards trying to discover yet another type of style, because you get so familiar drawing in one way. What it would be like to make it a little more simple, make it more like a comic book, make it less specific and more general, different incomplete ideas for maybe collector's editions or final drawings. Taking those drawings that had started in sketchbooks and then trying to push it a little further. This is one of those drawings that I told you about where Kelly was like at the side of the pool and just checking, super fast drawing, like very, very quickly. Here she's getting set. She was going off, I think we were in Florida, and she was going off to work. And so I don't know what she was doing, waiting for a coffee or something, or there we were at the beach. That's that drawing I told you about. She was at work, just moving around rapidly, and I was like, well, I'm just sitting here. I'm never just sitting. I'm always doing something. This is when we were at that table, waiting for our breakfast, and she's just talking to me. She's not really posing. She's just talking, and we're waiting for breakfast. Different drawings of a model outdoors. Yes?
Reference when you just showed those bunch, you had a little bit of tan color in it.
This?
Those little squares that I purchased too that you use.
It is.
What's the right brand on that? Art something it's called?
Graph.
Okay. But, it's like, I have 7 different colors.
Yes.
I do basically, I play with them like that.
Yeah.
And it's marvelous what it can do.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those. So some of these drawings, again, incomplete. Some of them much more complete. Taking the drawings that started out as really sketchy drawings, and then having a sketchbook where I would develop them more. And like hiring a model and trying out different things and just developing them a lot more. And these drawings are the kind of drawings that would be taken further than for collector's editions. Give me good ideas, So I'm not just like doing a job. I'm always like searching for like, oh, that might be nice. That might be nice. Look at this girl with her cat, giant cat. This actually did become a collector. Just a little sketch eventually did become a collector's edition drawing. So that girl with her big cat, Sarah in her place, and the fun thing again is like to experiment with these, and these it's just a sketchbook. In some ways, I wanted to do these drawings in the sketchbook to experiment because I didn't want to be hemmed in by having to make a finished drawing. I was like, okay, I'll do these quick little drawings here, and see what comes of it. Maybe something will come of it. Maybe it gets maybe she'll move. Here we're talking, and I get to experiment with like graphic design. Here's a very good example of Restless, Kelly. I started drawing, she moves. I start another one, she moves. I start another one, maybe she stays a little bit longer. Different media, different colors. There's that sketch I was talking about for the painting, and there's a sketch that's like what I was talking to you about, Eric, where I had done this type of thing and then figured, like, how am I going to make this into a painting? Like, how? I just don't even know how to do it. Now, I have other drawings that are from this time period. I figured that one out and I made a painting of it. But like the other ones were more complex and I just didn't even know how to do it. And now I'm working on it. And that's really wonderful. These drawings are fun because it's fun to work, while you're like, Kelly will wake up and be like, oh, there you are drawing. I had this dream. I was thinking about this and what do you want to do today? And I'm like, oh, we're just talking and I'm drawing. And so it's just like a really wonderful experience. Here she's at the beach and we're talking there and she's half tired. I think her only criticism, Eric, is she says, you do so many drawings of me sleeping. In the future, people are going to think, this lazy girl did nothing but sleep. And so I have this other sketchbook. That's a sketchbook that's in the bedroom that I do sleeping drawings. Then I have this other sketchbook where she's about the house and she's doing different things. But
Her model, does she draw you as often? Well, probably not as often as you do.
She's not as into drawing me. She will draw me, but I'm kind of obsessed, and I'm striving to. Bless you. I'm striving to do something that I wasn't really taught, and in some way Kelly's much more pragmatic. She's like, I got to make some money. Like, how's that going to happen? And I'm just enamored with the poetry that I'm being presented with, and like the money comes secondary, and it's fine. Like we can put a roof on over our head and eat, but we're in the car, and I'm thinking, look at this crazy girl. Like, look at her with 2 glasses and these pink, like, crazy pants, and I just have to draw it, So anyhow, lots and lots and lots of drawings. Some things outside,